Super. Good afternoon, everybody. Comics Camp 2020. Desk of Merrick Bennett, merrickbennett.com, and patreon.com/Merrick Bennett if you want to become a patron. All right. So today's our regular Monday live draw. You got a blank piece of paper, got a pencil. And while we're thinking of what to draw, let's just maintain our practice of putting a frame around the edge of the page. Always, always. I'm a broken record about that, but I always have to remind myself, put that little frame around so I don't draw right to the edge. All right, now I have my pencil. I have my inking tools, of course. I might get to those later, but for now, let's just doodle in pencil. Remember, pencil, ink, erase. Let's just doodle in pencil and see what we have. So I've been doing a lot of projects lately. I'm thinking I want to just kind of create some faces, maybe monster faces. I'm thinking maybe we'll create a couple faces here. So let's give ourselves a line, and you can do something pretty different from this. You can move things around. I'm going to create a couple faces just by making eyes below that line. I already feel like it's looking back at me. Very cool how faces work on the paper. We'll make some monsters. Why not? I always default to monsters just because there aren't really any rules for monsters. They can look at you. They might look mean. They might look friendly. We'll see how we feel. Sometimes it's like you just have to doodle these characters to kind of see how you feel today. See what monsters are inside you. They come out in the artwork. Oh, that one looked, suddenly it became a little more friendly looking when those eyebrows went off to the side like that. Let's try this. Let's give ourselves 3 different looks, 3 different monsters. So I kind of curved this line down here. Maybe let's curve this line up. We'll give ourselves another monster down here in this corner. And we'll give ourselves like a squiggle line in this corner. So that'll be another monster. Let's see, maybe we'll give this one some eyes too, sort of tucked under. We'll make them going to the side, looking at that other third monster in the corner. Oh, that's a very different look, isn't it? Your eyes might look really different from this. You can curve those lines any which way. You can sort of give them a squiggle, make them straight and angled. There's all sorts of ways to do it. How about this one? Let's give it 3 eyes. Because like I said, no rules for these monsters. How about cat eyes? Sort of a slit. I always leave that little white spot at the top as if it's reflecting, or even 2 white spots, as if it's reflecting the light. Ooh, that one looks a little murkier, a little inscrutable, doesn't it? Can't quite figure out. Let's sort of shade in under that eyebrow so those eyes are kind of in the shadows there. Oh, I like the look of that. Notice how I don't have a big plan here. I'm just going to I'm doodling. I'm just making it up as I go. Maybe this is a 3-headed monster. I don't know. Let's give this one a mouth. I think it's going to be 3 different monsters. So let's give this one a mouth. Yeah, that's sort of an awkward, off-center smile. You can make your mouth open. Let's make this mouth open a little bit. Let's make this mouth really open. You can just make it up as you go. Let's make it smiling so it doesn't look too sad. Really wide open. And let's make this mouth curved a different way. Oh, it looks like the eyebrow is squiggled and the curve is squiggled. We'll make it sort of curving a different way. And then let's go into this one, and its mouth is only open a little bit, so I'm going to give it little teeth here. See how the face, you kind of build the face by just kind of doodling and improvising. Now those teeth go behind that lip, so I'll sort of tuck them in there. And if you tuck things in like that behind other pieces, sort of like we tucked the round eyes, maybe that eye goes all the way up there, but we tucked it behind the eyebrow, and it starts to look like we were talking about last week with layers of the picture and some parts coming out towards you, right? And other parts going into the distance. That happens on faces too. So I can tuck those teeth into the lips there. Bring a couple more teeth out here. This is so nice and relaxing because I've been spending my time working on these big projects that take months to pull together, right? And it's nice just to take a page and sit down with somebody and just draw. What kind of teeth should we have on this open mouth monster? I'm thinking not like super long and pointy, or, well, why not? Maybe super long and pointy. Why not? I don't think it's going to look too scary. I'm not setting out to draw purposefully scary faces here. I think it's going to look like really happily emphatic, maybe a little hungry, but I kind of like that shading around the eyes. So let's tuck some shading in there. That kind of lifts the brow a little bit, makes those eyes look even more kind of sad in a way. Oh, intriguing. And I want to move through this. I don't want to take too long to do all these. So let's just keep things moving. We'll give some side whiskers on this monster out to the edge of the mouth. Oh, I like those side whiskers. That looks really nice. And then we'll connect in here. I just bring the lines down and continue those side whiskers as if they're nicely trimmed. Kind of bring them down below the eyes like that, as if all the hairs flow away from the eyes and they're nicely trimmed around the lip. And now here, maybe just downward lines kind of to continue the grain of the fur. There we go. Now, I've been drawing a lot of monsters without noses. I kind of like, maybe on this one, there's a part here. So we'll go to either side down the middle. I kind of like the look of the monster without a nose because it's kind of more cartoony. But if you want to put a nose in, you can just do a little black dot. That might make your monster look a little more friendly. Maybe it has like 2 nostrils, and then we'll black in the rest of the nose. That's like a snuffle wuffler monster. All right. I'm thinking I'm going to leave the mouth open. I won't do hair on this side because I want it to feel open. But halfway along, I'm going to put a line, and in between the teeth, all the way, the rest of the way in, I'm going to black it in so that mouth looks a little dark. And if that line looks a little too far in, I can always extend the darkness of the mouth out. That's kind of nice. Maybe a little more. You can always erase, right? If you're penciling, you can always erase. I kind of feel like a big long mouth like this needs some articulation on the bottom. So let's double that bottom line, give that monster a lip. Oh, let's not forget this one. How about coming away from that middle eye? We'll do sort of a mustache here. Oh, and I never did teeth on that one. I'm going to bring it away in this direction. I think this one has like 3 teeth. There we go. Oh, that's looking really cool. That's looking kind of friendly and alien at the same time, isn't it? Let's tuck these hairs behind the mustache. Ooh, I like that. Brings that mustache out and sweeps it out a little more. And well, let's do a little bit of planning here. This monster will be like around this shape, I think. Oh, let's do another line here, and we'll black in everything else on this side. And then we don't have to do the fur there. We can just do the fur here coming down off the bottom loosely. Some of that we might just do in the inking phase, right? When we come back in with the ink, we can go over that and get all the hairs where we want them. And maybe there's like a spike of hair coming off the top here. Maybe this one has a bow. Those level 7, level 8 monsters sometimes have bows on horns or on fur. There we go. Set it on the fur and it's like holding up a lock of fur. This one doesn't have a bow, I don't think. It just sticks up around horns there. How about that? We'll give it some horns. I don't know if those are monster ears or horns. It's a little hard to tell sometimes. And let's see. So now we've got 3 very different characters. You can give them word bubbles. They can be saying things, right? They can be growling things. They could be talking in monster language. Who knows? Thinking about the top of this monster's head. How about some big horns on this one? Because this one's up at the top. It's going to have magnificent horns, maybe curling up and down and up again, then up and down and up again, but meeting at the point. That's how you do those wonderful horns. Now, if I do the threads of the horn or the texture straight, it's going to make it look very flat, right? So let's try curving those lines towards the tip a little bit, and that'll look like it's round. See how my fingers kind of curve as they go around the horn. So we'll just keep those lines curved, following the direction of the horn. There we go. That looks nice and round, and it kind of complements the fur. This is fun. It's nice to get away from all the projects we're working on and just make some monsters. Maybe ears on this one. I feel like with that nose, it wants even more details. I always say that one detail always begets another. So we'll put some ears on there. And let's see. Oh, we did have some requests. What was one of our requests? Oh, a dolphin. All right. Well, let's see then. we do have some room in here. So what if we put the dolphin like here? So that'll be roughly like a cucumber shape with a nose and a big smile, helpful dolphin. And a big eye at the end of that smile. There we go. They have a forehead, blowhole up here. We'll curve that back down. See how that kind of curves in? So that rounded narwhal cucumber shape with the bottle nose here comes out and makes that into our requested animal. Now, I don't know if you'll see the black of the mouth. These have little fish catching teeth on the inside. That's a nice pattern to draw. That's really fun. Kind of like these teeth up here, actually. Maybe they're related. Yeah, I think we should black in, maybe a little bit of black in there. There we go. Let's make this eye pointing up. Oh, that suddenly became a really friendly, helpful looking dolphin. Oh, look at this. This is why I love doing these frames, right? Thank you. Thank you, readers. I think that suggestion came in on the website. Let's tuck the dolphin's fin in front of the frame. That kind of makes that character pop out of the picture a little more. Maybe this other fin can go behind it. Oh, and there's a dorsal fin here too. I think, I'm not doing, this is cartooning dolphins. This is a total cartoon dolphin, right? I think that will just about cover it. But you know, if I ever really need to know, I can go back and look up some reference images of dolphins. And I think we had another suggestion here to draw some mac and cheese. So of course that's going to fit. Where can we fit that? Let's put that right here. We'll put a big bowl. This is what the dolphin's bringing to the picture. Put a round bottom straight across the top, straight like that. Maybe this is the kind of bowl with a little rim doubled. There we go. And of course it's going to be, so how do you make it? How do you cartoon mac and cheese? Let's put a little shadow under that bowl there. That looks kind of cool. It looks like it's resting right on the dolphin's forehead there. Well, let's try this. If we give it sort of a lumpy pile of something or other in there and a couple little noodles, you know, you can't really see every individual noodle, maybe one sticking up. I don't want it to look like worms in a bowl too. So if I drew every noodle, it might look like worms. Ugh, who wants to eat a bowl of worms and cheese? So I'll draw a couple, maybe one hanging over the edge, right? And then let's just put our old friend, the label on, right? We also have, we're using in here our fast toolbox. So we have faces, we have actions like carrying bowls around. Setting, not so much setting yet. Let's use our old friend text. We'll just write a label on here. Sometimes that is the simplest shortcut to meaning with cartooning, right? You see that in political cartoons all the time. People just write a label. Well, there you go. Suddenly it's a bowl of mac and cheese. Or you think it's a bowl of worms and cheese labeled mac and cheese. Either way, you know, the story comes out of that. Now we can bring the beard of this elder monster down behind that mac and cheese. I might leave a little bit of white space around it there. Tuck it behind this monster. Maybe again, leaving a little white space around here, right? So they don't get too mixed together, because I think all that fur is going to mix together. So I'll leave a little white space. We didn't really plan for those monsters to bump up against each other. Maybe some more fur down here. Maybe that's a really long beard that monster has, and that will bring the dolphin out. Monster beards bring out your dolphins, right? Help your dolphins pop out of the page. Cool. And this one, I don't think this one is quite that tall. I feel like this one is shorter, maybe perched on something. But what? Let's see, maybe there's like a brick wall here. Whoops, there goes my pencil. Let me grab another. Let's see. Oh, now we're getting into setting details. See, we'll do some lines. We'll divide the bricks. The line below it has the lines halfway across the bricks above, and so on. There we go. All right, that monster's perched on a little brick wall. And this monster can be, we'll tuck that arm out and we'll put this arm up. This monster's really excited suddenly. And it's, notice how it changed. It's not looking at this monster anymore. It's looking at the delivery. Maybe this is a server dolphin. We'll put a little napkin on its fin. And it's a trick server dolphin. It's bringing that bowl of mac and cheese. Maybe it's bringing it by these monsters. It looks like it's not bringing it to them. It's bringing it by these monsters. Let's see. Let's put another setting detail in. I'm going to put an arch behind this monster. I'm just going to curve it around. This will frame the whole picture, whatever this picture is. Bring it around, and we'll put a base at the same height on either side. That's a nice arch there. And we'll put like a little, what is that? The capital of the pedestal of the column, and a little column coming down here behind the mustache, behind the other little monster. And you can decorate that column, give it a couple lines, give it other decorations. And maybe even if we create a little line here and we double the line of that arch, oh, this is going to get really fancy. You can get as ornate as you want to be in these setting details. Maybe there's like monster faces on here. Maybe there's all sorts of designs. I like to make them symmetrical. Oh, look at that. Maybe they're flowers. And just kind of add some details. Monsters like their decorations. Let's put a spiral in there. Let's put a spiral in there. Keep it kind of not too fancy for these monsters. And then if I want, when I'm inking, if I want to black in here, I might come in and just black that in, and that will bring out the shapes of my monsters and really articulate that. Or maybe I'll just do it with like dark lines or something. Or I could leave it blank so we could color it, because this could be coloring monsters too. Wow, look at that. We suddenly, adding that setting really added a lot to these monsters. It added a lot of a sense of grounding, right? And we have a little text, and we have faces, and we have actions and their reactions. That's really fun. Of course, the next detail would be going in with with pen and marker, right? And doing all your thin lines with the pen, choosing what to do thick with the marker. I think we'll leave it at this for now. And I'm going to leave this, I'm going to sign my name. Put your name on your picture. And what's today's date? The 10th. Nice to know when you drew something. And then if I find myself thinking of this, or if I get stuck in my projects and my work any other time this week, I can come back to this and ink it. And then I'll post the inked version if I ever get stuck. So my work, I've been, I should show you this before we go. I've been actually exploring graveyards around here in town and finding old gravestones and checking what they say and taking the names and then looking them up in the history of town here. So I've been finding all these stories and highlighting the names and figuring out the actions that these people were doing, and then drawing it up. I've been drawing it up like this, 2 pages to a sheet of paper, right? And with a little margin around each page. And then I shrink it down and it comes out like this in a 1 sheet. So I just got these printed. I'm super excited to share these today. I'll post these over on the Patreon. And this has an 8-page first episode of my Who is Jeremiah Crocker series. And you can print it out and watch the instruction video for folding it up and cutting it and reading it as an 8-page book. And this just starts asking some questions, and it says to be continued at the end, because this is the first of many minis that I'm going to do as part of this project. And if I ever get stuck and I'm not sure what to do next and where to go and how to do the research or what to draw next, I can come back to my doodles and I can ink this, put on some music, calm my mind. And then when I come back to draw more of Jeremiah Crocker, I'll be ready to go. So this is a great relaxation technique. Thanks for drawing with us. Thank you, readers and campers, for a couple suggestions. Please send me more. We'll work them into little doodles like this. And head on over to merrickbennett.com. If you're not on the Patreon already, you can become a patron there, pay what you can, and then you get all the updates. Great. Thanks, everybody. Nice to see you. Good luck with your comics this week. And we'll be back for more as soon as possible. Adios.